Hip-hop was born and came of age in the boroughs of New York City, among the projects and tenements. As it matured, it quickly permeated neighborhoods and locales around the world. While its reach was broad, several hip-hop artists from its birthplace were instrumental in solidifying the genre. Here we look at East Coast artists that changed hip-hop. Depending on who you ask, the Notorious B.I.G. is the greatest hip-hop artist of all time. No matter who you believe holds the title, one thing's for sure: Biggie's delivery, creativity, and wordsmithing are characteristics that make his rank nearly indisputable. When fans discuss B.I.G., the conversation doesn't progress without mentioning his flows. One of the attributes that set Biggie Smalls apart from others was his ability to assemble rhymes atop one another in a manner unlike his peers. No one else took listeners on an auditory joyride, combining words that matched musically, weaving a visual story like the Notorious B.I.G. Journalists at Time marveled at how Wallace could make multi-syllabic rhymes sound so smooth. Veteran hip-hop lyricist Big Daddy Kane observed how Big didn't require an extensive vocabulary because he knew how to make multiple words sound good together. In an era when many rappers glamorized the spoils of the nouveau riche and celebrated avenues that elevated them out of impoverished environments, Biggie also rhymed about the ills that plagued the layman. Biggie's lyrics were gritty, like his home borough, Brooklyn. They told stories from the perspective of a young man experiencing angst and struggle, coupled with wild, fun accounts of the streets, like the lives of his listeners, hustling to attain upward mobility while keeping one eye open for Jake around the corner. One of the greatest contemporary storytellers of his time, Big blessed us with tracks like Juicy, 10 Crack Commandments, and I Got a Story to Tell. These tales were ostentatious, braggadocious, and excessive, much like the hip-hop stories shared in songs a generation before his. Every song was like a playbook for successfully engaging in the narcotics trade, hitting the streets to sip champagne and make money, or kicking game to beautiful women. His in-depth, layered stories enthralled listeners and took them on a ride superior to many other street poets. One would be seriously remiss if Christopher Wallace's flows aren't highlighted as a reason for a drastic shift in hip-hop that we're still hearing today. Onika Tanya Mirage Petty, more affectionately known as Nicki Minaj, changed the game. The Trinity-born Young Money alumni's distinct rhyme flow and eccentric lyricism carved out a lane all her own. Her animated vocal delivery, alternate personas, and dynamism channeling rhyming styles placed Minaj in a league of her own. Nicki came onto the scene dropping mixtapes in 2007. However, it was in 2010 with her debut studio album Pink Friday that Nicki solidified her spot as a hip-hop icon. The release rocketed to #1 on the Billboard 200 and was later certified triple platinum. The single Super Bass on the album became the second female rap song to be diamond certified by the RIAA. Aside from accolades in album sales and ratings, Nicki's claim to fame can be attributed to animated rhyme cadence, her use of double entendres, and wit to express herself. On the mic, fans are in for a surprise, waiting to see which of her personas deliver those hard-hitting lyrics. One of Minaj's frequently used personas is Roman Zelensky, a violent, explicitly uninhibited British man with a Cockney accent. Roman made musical appearances on Bottoms Up and Monster, among other tracks. Another identity Minaj adopts is Harajuku Barbie, who exhibits a sense of naivete and is soft-spoken yet overtly sexual, as displayed in Bedrock. Nicki Minaj's flow has been heralded by veteran rhymesayers including Ice-T and Kanye West, comparing the way she rhymes to lyrical magicians Busta Rhymes and West, considering her flow on Monster. Her sentence composition has been described as a roller coaster of emotion, ebbing and flowing from belligerent to theatrical and entranced to repulsed, all in one song at times. The self-proclaimed queen of hip-hop is cited as an artist who's helped battle misogyny in hip-hop, rebranding women's roles in the genre. Her candid expressiveness aided in paving the way for careers of other contemporary female hip-hop artists. Nicki Minaj's credits transcend hip-hop music and help her solidify an important role in pop culture as an innovator. When hip-hop fans mention 90s hip-hop, one group is largely referenced for their pivotal role in helping to define an era: A Tribe Called Quest. Bred in Queens, original members Q-Tip, Phife Dawg, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, and Jarobi White are collectively credited for providing an alternative to the extreme themes of East Coast and West Coast hip-hop. A Tribe Called Quest compositions featured horns, riffs, and instrumentation unconventional to hip-hop of the time. The group's lyrical concepts touched on light-hearted coming-of-age experiences, a stark contrast to rappers from both coasts rhyming about life in impoverished environments and achieving success through illicit means. Hip-hop artists including Pharrell Williams and Scarface credit A Tribe Called Quest for helping them view music as art. East Coast producing phenom Pete Rock noted how he would go into record stores and see Q-Tip sitting on the floor, rifling through records on a quest for beats. West Coast rap juggernaut Dr. Dre's multi-platinum release The Chronic was inspired by the way A Tribe Called Quest incorporated samples in their tracks. Q-Tip and Ali Shaheed Muhammad's knowledge of jazz had hip-hop heads unknowingly expanding their musical palettes. The combination of Q-Tip's philosophical musings and Phife Dawg's layman points of view were a departure from what was considered the norm when hardcore and gangster rap dominated the airwaves. When the mainstream media boxed hip-hop into one of two camps, A Tribe Called Quest's packaging of whimsical lyrical flowetry, funky jazz beats, and melodic riffs gave hip-hop fans the agency and confidence to be diverse, but still love, appreciate, and advance the art form. Their obvious adoration of black culture, bohemian vibes, and association with Native Tongues, a hip-hop collective featuring rap luminaries like Queen Latifah, Busta Rhymes, and De La Soul, earned them adoration from fans around the world. Midnight Marauders, released in 1993, was certified platinum in 1995, and journalists at the time credited it as a rap classic. The Notorious B.I.G., Nicki Minaj, and A Tribe Called Quest paved the way for change in hip-hop. Individually, each offers something special and unique to the game. Collectively, as New York-bred artists, they personify why the city is owed immeasurable respect as the birthplace of the genre. And there's no doubt respect is due.